Hello everyone and welcome back to Jurassic World Australia in Jurassic World Evolution 1. Possibly our last park building series for Jurassic World Evolution 1 because of course we're nearing the Jurassic World Evolution 2 release date. What we're going to be doing in this episode is build the biggest exhibit in Jurassic World Australia, which is the OUTBACK inspired exhibit, and you can see the vast openness in the back over there if we zoom our eyeballs in on that. So that's what we're going to be working on in this episode. I do have to clarify, this is Uluru inspired. It's not supposed to be a recreation, okay? Because it's actually very difficult to do that, and I couldn't. I simply couldn't. So it's inspired by Uluru, or Ayers Rock is one of the other names for it. It's not supposed to actually be it, okay? We're in a zoo, remember that, and a zoo just sort of emulates the sort of environment that they put their animals in. What we're gonna do, we've already used pretty much all of our Australian dinosaurs, so we're gonna use some different species. I was thinking Carcharadontosaurus, because it was requested during last Saturday's live stream. During the live stream we oh god, I didn't mean to do that. Cancel. We sort of filled in the blanks, you know, in Jurassic World Australia. Obviously, with all of the mods that we have now, there's a lot of detail work that can be done. We're gonna go for this one. I'm hoping it's reddish. Yeah, there's a lot of detail we can play around with. So I just did a live stream where I did that a little bit, you know, like these two exhibits. Not too exciting, just some some filling in the blanks work. And a lot of people wanted Carcharadontosaurus to come into this park, so that's what we're gonna do. Now, I do want, since a tour is gonna go through here, and I feel like realistically you can't just chuck a giant predatory dinosaur in an exhibit with people in jeeps driving around, you know, in open cars, all exposed with, you know, their fleshy bits just out to grab. That sounded vaguely sexual. So how I think I'm gonna solve it is sort of like create fake exhibits within the exhibit itself. So let's say you know, we're gonna use this edge right here. That's gonna be one edge, and then we're gonna raise this up a little bit. Let's see how high we should go. I think that's high enough. Is that high enough? I think that'll be high enough. I'm gonna grab the water for efficiency. There, and we're sort of gonna use like natural barriers within the exhibit. Here, so like that. Gonna get it right by there. I'm just gonna make it, you know, wider, and then we can smooth it out on one end. Bigger! I need more! Why don't you just do that? Yes. Okay. See where I'm sort of going with this? Alright, and now we can get rid of the water. And now we have like a natural line over here, right? So this is like the fence for the Carcharadontosaurus. Let me smooth out this end of it there, so it's, you know, not as noticeable. And I think that's the best way to go about it. And we can leave that little bit sharp right there, like so, nice and smooth. Here, so like it's barely noticeable that you're going up, but then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, there's gonna be a Carcharadontosaurus right there. I think this is a pretty decent idea. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, I'm just gonna do like some, you know, some big attraction dinosaurs in here, but I could really just use your help in filling up this entire exhibit, because obviously we have a lot of space to fill, and I really wanted to feel, you know, plenty of wildlife that has to go in this entire section. So leave a comment down below with the types of dinosaurs you want to see in this exhibit, and then we're gonna make that happen. And you'll see when the finale comes around, when we do the final tour of the completed park, you'll see which dinosaurs made it in. So here come the Carcharadontosaurus. This is plenty high, right? Yeah, they couldn't reasonably do that. Ready. So what I am gonna do is we're gonna have like I want to have a fake highway go through. And we're not necessarily gonna follow that entirely with... I think we're gonna do it from here. So we're gonna put in a gate there. And we'll use like this pathing because it's just the most convincing. Yeah, and we're gonna have a highway go through the danger zone. And this is like a little guest section in between. But then on the other side over here, this is also going to be, I think, multiple big exhibits. But then we're just gonna pretend that the highway goes all the way over there, and then it curves down. And it goes to what is going to be the resort. There's going to be a resort over here. Whoopsie daisy. There, so that's gonna be our highway. I'm gonna double it up, obviously, but I'll probably do that in my own time. But that's sort of the idea of it. And then the tour itself... I should place more of these. Hold on. They need things to survive. Alright, they're living animals. I'm sure they would appreciate some... Here, so we're gonna do water close to here. Give them a reason to get close to where the tour is gonna be. Just, you know, making it a weird shape, as you do. I feel like this is already too much. I mean, we're going for Outback, right? We want it to be, like, really dry. Actually, what I feel like accomplishes that really well is to just have like little puddle effect going on with it as well. Here, so we'll interrupt it there. That looks better. That looks more dry. Ah, yes! She thirsty! I guess the skin is okay. It's not entirely what I'd hoped for. And let's give him a feeder. Bam! We'll do that. We'll actually also do that right there. Close together. What else am I gonna do? I also wanted to do Carnotaurus. So let me fetch those. Let's do like a nice pack of Carnos. We'll do 4. And we're gonna do like a similar trick with these guys. Again, you don't want these to have access to the Jeeps for realism's sake. This is a really big exhibit. They can probably share this with like another carnivore actually, now that I look at it. So, for example, we can use, like, this edge over here. Instead of raising up a bit, we can just put the carno part of the exhibit down. I don't want to go overboard, obviously. I think this is pretty okay. Let me just zoom out a little bit, see which direction I want to go in. Actually, I think it makes sense to include this bit as well. I actually like what happens there. I like that. Let me keep that. A little bit of terrain variation. I think this is big enough for 2 exhibits, 2 carnivore exhibits. It's not very high, is it? Let's lower it a little bit more for safety reasons. I think this is the first Jurassic World ever that really considered safety. That's not true. They tried. They failed, but they tried. There, now we just have a natural border. Again, between guests and the hungry dinosaurs. It's so difficult to see. Not just the invisible fence, obviously, but also just with the shadows over here. But we might lean into that with our dinosaur species. You know, make it spoopy. It's a mess. It's a mess. Haha. Oh my god, that was great. Oh my god, it's like I can see them. It's like a superpower. Okay, so this just needs to be fixed. No? Oh, my superpower is gone. Oh, there it is. And then the rest, obviously, is just gonna have free-roaming dinosaurs. So we have, like, yeah, super large carnivores are gonna go into these sections. Let's get our carnos. And then in the rest, you know, we can have smaller carnivores and all sorts of herbivores, of course, but no big carnivores. So I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to leave one of the big carnivore exhibits also to you guys. So leave that down in a comment down below. Who's going to go into the part shadowy, spoopy enclosure over here? Okay, but in any case, now that we have that done, we can lay down our tour track. Where is it? There it is. So there's like this ramp going down. First, when they come out, they get like a little bit of a view, you know, of the park itself. Which way do they go? They go this way. I do think I want to have them in this section as well. Here, go by the fences. We'll put like a little window, quote unquote, in there. It really has to feel like they're just free roaming. So they're gonna double back a lot. Okay, so now we're gonna follow this so they get a good view of the Carcharadontosaurus on the highway for a little bit as well. This is gonna be super difficult. That's one of the problems I have with the tour tracks, is that you can't just say, okay, from here on out I want you to go straight. We'll have to do it like that. So there you go. And they're gonna go over here. Do I want them to go into the shadowy bit? They can go there at the very end. So they're gonna go over the imitation right there. I am gonna cross the track. That is a bit of a risk. You might get some traffic jams as a result of that, but we have no other choice. Then we're gonna sort of like follow the highway again. And that's something for future me to worry about. And then, you know, the back end of the tour goes into this shadowy part. It's a super long tour. We're also going to attach multiple tour buildings to this. Obviously, it doesn't really function that way, but it's going to create the illusion that there are multiple hop-on, hop-off points. Can't wait for Jurassic World Evolution 2, where we don't have to pretend. That's just the way it is. We can do that in the sequel. Yeah, I really wish you would just, the same way with Path, you could just hit space and it would just go straight from there on. That would be, that would have been the dream. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna put like a tour building over here as well, and it's gonna seem like there is a hop on, hop off point. Actually, what I should do is give him a little bit more space, because the tunnel of the tour building doesn't have a hitbox on it, so it can just go past. But the rest of the building does have a hitbox. So here, so let me show you what I had in mind. Let me grab another tour, this one, and then you place it right there. And then because it's perfectly through the tunnel, the tour vehicles of this tour can go through this building. So it's gonna just seem like it's a hop-on, hop-off points, even though in the end, this tour building will be completely dysfunctional. Like me! Let me continue with the exhibit design. I feel like this is gonna be a two-parter. My goodness, yes, this is definitely gonna be a two-parter. Obviously, you know, Outback, it's not 100% just dead. There's actually a lot of foliage in the Outback. So we're gonna do that. I do want to leave like bits of the dirt texture visible. Add some flowers, beautiful, beautiful flowers. We can go around there. We're gonna add sand around the water, I think. Now for the Outback, all of the foliage is just gonna be, it's gonna be shrubbery. You know, it's gonna be low foliage. I am gonna use some of the cacti from the Planet Zoo scenery pack from Raider 1985. The cacti aren't ideal for Australia, but the Outback does have cacti. They just look a little bit different than the cacti we have in the game, thanks to the mod. But I do just want to add that for the sake of adding them, honestly. You know, we have them, we must use them, okay? That's basically it. Let me just create some more gaps in the genome over here. We should also add some, like a little bit of a hill. A little bit of a slope. That's very mild. Let's amp it up a little bit. Kind of interesting. Like a little cutouts. Oh, let's actually cut through it. Yeah, that's kind of cool. There, just a little bit of 3D. Over here we have a window sort of looking into the exhibit. That's kind of cool. There, some sand. I feel like we might actually, just to get some variation in the tones of the terrain. Don't want to overdo it though. Obviously, Outback does have to be red, so let's add some veins of the rock to it. It's gonna be difficult to design an exhibit without really using trees. Like the references I looked up didn't really have trees. That's difficult because trees are my go-to. I love trees. All right, so like these cacti we're just gonna use. Again, they're not the appropriate type of cacti, but these are the ones we have, okay? And I have to do something. I also feel, ooh, am I really pushing it if I'm gonna do like some Joshua trees as well? That might be pushing it, huh? Yeah, probably. I feel like this is already pushing it. I feel like people are already typing in the comments. I'm sorry, okay? But we didn't have an Australian foliage pack. We just had like a generic foliage pack. So this is what we must do. We must make compromises. Yeah, this is so weird. It's so weird to really not use trees. Can I sneak in a couple of these at the water over here? Just because I don't want it to be too boring, you know? Or too empty, because the Outback still has a lot of foliage. But I feel like the shrubbery brush just isn't quite cutting it in terms of adding some visual interest. Of course, we have our trusty rocks to fall back on. Oh, we can do a dead tree? Let's do some dead trees. And some over here as well, like the smaller ones. Just so there's something going on. Let's grab some rocks. I hear the T-Rex. Oh, of course, we need another unfortunate Edmontosaurus. Let's put him in the water this time. It was like, oh, let's put him over here. It was like, oh, he was so close. He was so close. Where's your body? Where's your body? I know it's not technically your body, but it's a body. Can't be picky when you're dead. Here, his body is like, his head went for the water, but his body just couldn't make it. I do love that sound effect that they have, that roar. That's very cool. All right, rocks. I've pretty much announced it like 6 times at this point. Let's actually do it. Let's start with some of these. Start small, work our way up. Yeah, I'm really struggling with this. Without my beloved trees. I'm gonna resist the urge to use the arched rock, okay? We counted during the live stream and there are already, what was it, 10 arched rocks in this park, which is a little much. I do agree. You got me there. Yeah, that helps a lot. Maybe I'm alone in this, but I feel like that helps a lot. In just, you know, filling up the emptiness a bit. Bob Ross would be so proud. Actually, I feel like he'd be quite disappointed. There are no happy little trees. They're only dead, miserable trees. It's not too shabby, though. It's not too shabby. Yeah, wow. This, I really thought we'd get more work done over here, but this is gonna be like a... This might be a 3-parter. Jesus. Because I'm gonna cut it off right here. So we only did the Carcharadontosaurus exhibit. I'm sorry about that. But I have places to be and things to do. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, leave suggestions for the other dinosaurs that are going to be living in the Outback in the comments down below. I was going to say in the description box, but you can't do that. Please stay out of my description box. Don't violate my description box. But yeah, we have... we can add another big carnivore in here. And maybe even add more carnivores in the exhibits we already have. And of course the Outback itself, you know, which dinosaurs should go in there. So if you have any suggestions along those lines, leave that in a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like. And of course, if you want to see the continuation of the Jurassic World Australia park build, then please do consider subscribing to the channel. And of course, you know, as we all... waiting for Jurassic World Evolution 2 to come as well. Thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, enjoy the game.